Hey, hey guys. Good Lord, I can't start the video right. Yeah, I'm being lazy. I'm sitting here recording the video. I did check out the movie last night. I wanted to review it and put it on the channel. This will probably go up Wednesday. No, it'll probably go up some other day. I don't know what day it will go up. Anyways, I want to record a video. This is about a movie called City of God. Most likely, this might actually go up next week, or maybe a bonus video this week. But City of God is a international movie. Subtitles, and it was it was a pretty good movie. It was basically about um, these two younger kids, and they were literally kids in Rio de Janeiro, and they basically you know had to do bad things, but one of them wasn't really into that, but he was telling the story, and then you kind of got to learn what he did along the way to get where he was at the end of the movie. So it was kind of interesting. It's kind of hard to explain without giving a lot away. Um, but there was a lot of death. There was a lot of kids holding guns. A lot of things that was in other countries. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually does happen, where kids join gangs and they actually have them as drug dealers. And I mean, I'm sure that happens in the U.S. some places too, but um, it was an interesting movie, and it said it was like one of the popular movies that people were watching on Netflix. So I decided I would review it and give it a chance. It was actually pretty good. It was 2 hours and 9 minutes runtime. Not really any famous people you would know. I don't believe so. If there is, let me know down below if they've been in any other good movies. Um, I want to say one of the major actor, the main character, um, has done other things because on IMDb he kind of had like a fancier photo than the other people. So I'm thinking he may have went on to do other things. There is a sequel to this movie called City of Men, but it's not on Netflix. So if that ever comes on Netflix, I'll definitely check it out. It's not really a continuation of the movie. The movie pretty much sits alone, but it's just kind of like the same kind of, I guess, concept. And basically, what this movie was there was a group of people who just were like brutal. They would just go and kill everybody. They were drug dealers. They got into the business by basically killing other people to get the business. And that's basically what happened throughout the entire movie. I'm not giving anything away because you still got to watch it and see all that happens. Because there's so much revenge plots in this movie that one person ticks off another person, and another person enters the fray that the whole thing is against. So it's an interesting movie, and the subtitles are not that bad, and it's interesting to sit there and watch it, and I don't think it takes away from much of the movie because just the way it's shot. Random slamming the doors and shit. But anyways, City of God movie was really good. It was like I said, it was really gritty. I like gritty movies. I like gritty movies a lot. So anytime I see a movie like that, I enjoy it. Um, and it was, like I said, it took place. I think I said this. Took place in Rio de Janeiro, which I did not know. I had to look up information after the movie. I couldn't find like any interesting facts really about the movie, but it is currently available on Netflix. I don't see it expiring soon. I don't think it said it was expiring soon, so it's probably got a decent amount of time before it expires. You can definitely should go check it out. If subtitles is not your thing, like I said, this is pretty much all subtitles. I don't think there's anybody. There may be one girl that didn't, but it's pretty much. And I think there may be moments where there's not subtitles, but for the most part, like there's a lot of subtitles in this movie. There are moments when they do speak English, but I have always have subtitles on my Netflix, so because it's just better. It's easier to watch sometimes and especially I'm watching movies like late at night, it kind of helps. But yeah, I mean, if I had to recommend, if I would say what I recommend, yes, it definitely is a good movie if you're watching, if you're looking for a really really good movie to watch, and be entertained by and has interesting things going on in it. It's pretty cool. And the way it starts off is kind of interesting because, and it kind of gets you because you forget like what's going on, and they show like a glimpse of it. But what happens is at the beginning of the movie, you see one of the main criminals, and you find out his name's like Lil Zay, and he's basically something going on with a chicken, and they're chasing this chicken on the road. You have no idea what's going on, and they get to this point basically, and then they show the main character. Um, and so what happens at the end of this little segment is that him, Lil Zay, and his whole group of gang, whatever, is standing on what in the road, and the main character's in the road with a chicken in between him and the gang, whatever, and then there's somebody behind him, and you can kind of see white shirts behind him, but you can't really tell who it was. So I think that's what kind of leaves the intrigue because all through the movie, for me, I was trying to guess who was in the white shirts, who was across from him. And different points in the movie, you're like, oh, I bet it's this person. And you don't really start thinking about it until later because you know that there's still time to be told, the story to be told. So when you start getting closer in, you're like, oh, I bet it's him. Oh, no, it's him. Wait, wait, no, it's him. But then near the end, you're like, oh, now I know who it's going to be. So um, it's pretty obvious when you get to the end that you kind of know who it's going to be across from. You're like, oh, okay, we know now. Um, but it kind of, takes you through that whole story. It takes you through a learning process of kind of knowing like all these characters um, in the movie. And then I guess this is somewhat of a true story. I don't know what was embellished and what was not, but somewhat of a true story about. I mean, I would assume like war down there in Rio de Janeiro or somewhere else. Uh, like maybe I don't know where like it would actually if it's not from Rio de Janeiro. But I mean, hello, oh, there I go yawning again. Dude, I tell you, every single time I turn this camera on, doesn't matter what video I'm recording, it could be in broad daylight at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm still gonna yawn. But anyways, interesting movie, available on Netflix. It's not something I would buy. Not a movie I would buy, but it's a movie I think that deserves at least one watch. Um, so if anybody ever asks, hey, have you seen this movie? You're like, oh yeah, I've seen the movie. It's pretty good. And the whole thing about the subtitle thing, I'm kind of going back and trying to remember like, was there actually subtitles? Because I'm pretty sure it was like 50% subtitles or a little more. But like I said, if you don't have a problem with subtitles, you'll enjoy the movie. There are moments where they do speak English and you know what they're saying, but I'm thinking for the most part it's subtitles. Um, it's just interesting to see what happens, and sometimes near the end you're like, why did that happen? That makes no sense. Because like the bad guy interacts in a good way with the main character, and you're like, well, that's weird. That's something he's been wanting for like ever, and he finally gets it, and this is the guy that gives it to him. It's like that's kind of crazy. Um, if you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyways, City of God, check it out. Um, Currently on Netflix, and if you look on any of the apps, I don't remember what the app I got now. I think it's called just like What's New on Netflix is what the app's called. But if you put up like the most popular videos right now, the movies, it's actually like the most popular. City of God is. It comes up. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, and really, there's no actors. Like I said, Rodriguez is the guy's last name. I don't think he's popular. None of them are popular. Pretty well unknown people. Oh, or this movie. I don't remember what year it came out. Assuming there was a movie made, and it said it was a series, I would assume like early 2000s that possibly was made. Could be later. I don't really know. Could have been 2000 teens. I'm not really sure. I kind of remember when the movie came out because I remember seeing it in the stores, but that's all I remember. I'm thinking it might have been in the $5 bin at some point, but I don't see it. I don't think I see this movie very much, but I have seen it out and about, like when I'm like looking for like movies and stuff. And it's always something I'm like, no, that can't be good. It's probably like a drama or something. But I mean, it's a drama. But good lord, there's some lot of guns and you know talking about weed and stuff like that in the movie. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And let me know down below what is a very, very obscure movie that you thought was really, really good that maybe no one else has ever heard of and that's available in streaming. And I'll check it out. All right, guys. Keep rocking. Keep on watching movies. Later.